Hello and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. Last time I had a lot going on. We were able to talk down Narissa, so that's good. We didn't have to go through a fight. We were even able to recruit her to our cause. But it seems the Lantern King has actually been here the whole time. We didn't even know it. He was the one who helped us when we were stumped a few times, like as that old gnome or that old man. Nah. Even as the Horned Hunter, which explains he was screwing with Varnhold Lot's crew, so they were not. And it's because of him that Ark was not present in Varnhold when it did the vanishing. Dang, really tricky stuff. Unfortunately, he did not like that we were able to defeat Narissa without. I prevented her from just simply using the cup in order to get the forgiveness or whatever, because I don't trust whatever's going to happen and whatever Lantern King had planned. But it seems he didn't like that, so he decided to invade my own kingdom, and now we have to fight him directly. But unfortunately, he's still got full god powers, and we need to figure out a way around it. When discussing with Narissa, we did discover that curses are powered by words and not magic. Perhaps even in using, we can properly utilize. Tripping over my own words here. When properly utilized, though, we can even use them against their own master. This may be our ace in the hole. Because we definitely need something. After all, while Narissa is certainly going to be fine helping us fight him now, that doesn't change he has far more power than she has. After all, he was the one who defeated her in the first place and prevented her from being able to achieve her own godhood status. Final assault. Did I remember to rest up? What's my spell books looks like? Yeah, if everything allows me spells per day, yeah, if those are all maxed, then yeah, we did just rest.
All according to plan.
I don't really need to pick these up because I'm pretty sure money's useless at this point. Ooh, but the oh, the bear is. Oh, right. The inn's annex. Can't wait to get the eldest and say, "Guess who's back?" Give it. All right, give the fragment. The third. Yes, this is the last one. Prepare yourself, Your Highness. With the third, the bearers around your castle will fall. The Lantern King will be ready, waiting to give you an audience. Gather the apology fragments for the storyteller.
In due time.
I don't think there's gonna be anything else to fight here, but if we can, I can just rest up again. We've got, yeah, we've got plenty of time here. Forgive me for wanting to not rush it. Here we go. Back where it all began.
Right here, my friend. My skills are getting rusty. I'm listening.
First of all, poison delay. Only 1 minute, huh? 10 minutes. Protection from fire. Wonder if the Lantern King will use fire. What do you guys think?
I was blessed by the goddess of death. I am eager to spread her blessing as far and wide as possible.
No mistakes.
What you
Ready for anything. You require my assistance.
Time to go. Lantern King awaits on the throne, and I need to kick him off of it. You hear footsteps echo from the ceiling of the ravaged room, and the sound attracts the attention of old Remus, slouching along the steps of the throne. He looks up, shakes his head lightly, as if displeased, but keeps silent. Nothing betrays the mask of a deity in this hunched man. The soft rustling
Horrible battle awaits us, my spring. But I believe it's for the best. We will save you and your kingdom. We must.
You manage to return Nurse her lost love and heal her soul, but you fail to find a way to release her from the curse forever.
We should have finished our search. But it's too late now. There's a battle ahead. A horrible battle.
Words, words. How little value we attach to them, and how much they truly mean. But I've grown tired of words and prophecies. Will no longer predict chaos and death. Instead, I will show them to you, myself.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
Ooh.
Enemy approaching.
Of course, he not only bypasses every damn one, but... Huh. Do they have true sight or something that allows them to bypass this?
This should do it.
Oh, he's immune to destruction, right. Knock knock, you know what to do. Finally, one of them misses.
Unworthy.
By the way, I can't help but notice, Lantern King here has a completely different battle theme from all the other bosses so far. Gotta keep my main character up here. There we go.
Wretched thing.
That's in one down. Character has no effects or conditions. Lantern King. No experience. Well, he has the final boss.
A clever ploy.
Doomsday will save. Alright, with this we should be able to take Lantern Kings down here. I have no illusions that there isn't going to be a second phase.
A calculated risk.
Buff and debuff. Knock knock, make yourself permanently invisible.
Despicable.
Ha! Primitives.
We got him, but there's no way this is it.
Don't seem to like my curses. Maybe you like my jokes better?
Huh. The Lantern King. A bard, oh dear. declare judgment on the Lantern King. Pharasma's judgment's here.
Come here, Bax. Knock that statue.
Oh, nice.
This will hurt.
I see. He's all of them. That's no good. Come the hell on!
Onward.
Hold monster, yeah.
This body holds no more.
Yeah, getting all these natural ones is not natural twos is not helping. Oh, oops. Is there a buff I missed? Something that would have helped.
Quiet. I'm thinking.
Alright, this is gonna be rough.
A horrible battle awaits. We should have finished our search.
Oh yes, the time has come.
Did I not find
The
enough
time
curses
of
to
fate
research then?
and curses!
We'll do it the hard way.
Knock goes to lighting enemies on fire first.
Unworthy.
Wow, these guys. I think these guys might have true sight or something that otherwise renders this impossible because they have permanent freedom of movement, I notice. That's probably a fire spell. Holy crap, these things have way too much HP. Yeah, 253. There we go, critical.
Be easy.
There we are. Doomsday. Will save made.
They go down!
Turn your backs. Not so snappy.
Oopsie. Everything ends. Oh, he removed all of our buffs. You know what? No, I'm not gonna bother with that. Okay, so yeah, I do need to have Amiri rush him down immediately.
You require my assistance?
Alright, this should be... I think this might be the key ace in the hole here, since 10 damage reduction on everything for a little bit should be good.
All according to plan.
Oh, yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
You cannot stand against me.
You know, why do I even bother?
Unworthy.
Become dust. Holy crap, how the hell are they getting yeah, they must have True Sight or something that straight up ignores, because I've yet to see a single one hit my, I don't mind taking a hit if it means... Oh, come the hell on! Protection from Chaos. These guys are all chaotic. Alright, the cleave got someone else.
Wretched things.
Saving throw succeeded.
Be easier.
Here we go, that should make it a bit easier. Oh, come the hell on! 5 misses! Natural ones, because why would I ever roll anything else, am I right?
Despicable.
Everything. Ah! I can't allow him to use everything ends. I need to kill him before then, but it's a crapshoot. I simply don't have time to waste rebuffing everyone. Or maybe he only uses it if I have so many buffs up. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Maybe I should focus down him instead. Oh, damn it, I went the wrong way by accident.
Oh, yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
Hoping not fight back. Best kind of fight.
Yeah, they have some way to ignore my... yeah. The game does not save your seed.
Knock-knock's used to lighting enemies on fire first.
Unworthy.
So, yeah, the game doesn't save its seed, so, yeah, if they're hitting me that many times, there's no other option. It has to be because they have some ability that allows them to straight up ignore everything. Damn it! Knock Knock blocked her, darn it.
Be easier to not fight back.
There we go. I prevented him from casting that.
You don't seem to like my curses! Maybe I like my shows better?
I think the bard is the main one here, so especially since he conveniently teleported away. Yeah, exactly.
I'm leaking red all over myself. Come here, Bax. Knock-knock stab you.
Wretched things.
This is not good. Not good at all. That didn't work as well as I was hoping. Oh. Yeah, I forgot. The wrong person being dominated would screw with me.
This was not part of the plan.
She should have the cleaning remove, right? How do I not have something that can remove that? Dominate person. Okay, but what do I remove that? Is that a curse? Is that an enchant? What is it, damn you?
Despicable.
Of course, everyone failed their checks. Why wouldn't they?
Tear them apart!
The time for laughter has passed. It's the hour of hunting and chaos.
Oh, lovely. More wild hunts. Because that's not the stupidest thing ever.
Holds no more. This might be over.
Oh, there's a wild hunt monarch there. Oh, balls. They can't die as long as he's here. And of course, Tristan failed to save, so he's completely useless.
They go down!
Damn you! How am I getting so many natural ones?
Won't kill me! I'll survive. I always survive.
Wait, is there really an enemy in the ceiling? Are you kidding me? Oh, it's because the monarch tried to summon the allies and they were all there.
Dawnflower. Gret. This was not part of the plan.
I suppose I should have expected this to be a lot harder, to be hard, so I'm not bothered by this. But it does seem like how well I do in the early rounds is a direct result of how will directly impact how things will go later. Because if I don't kill him immediately in the first round, the next ones are just straight up impossible. There is absolutely no point in even trying, because if if he removes all my buffs, then there is absolutely no point in even trying anymore. I will never make it.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
You cannot stand against me.
Alright, this is not remotely worth my time, so...
Onward.
I'm gonna have to risk all the damage to engage him immediately. I don't care.
Not used to lighting enemies on fire.
Wretched things.
Excellent, Jathal's doing good work. Please tell me that's a 5-foot step and I still get the full move round. There we go. That's one body down.
Don't seem to like my curses. Maybe I like my curses better?
I remember, only the bard matters.
Despicable.
Go. Yeah, I'm not gonna beat any of those saves, but at least I can do is be a pain in the ass with it. He teleported all the way back here. Yeah. Gotta get rid of as many of these guys as I can.
Be easier if you're not like that.
Advance.
Never actually got this far. Do you think this is the final fight? It has to be. That we're against the Lantern King himself. The entire person responsible for everything from the start. There we go, he's down.
The time for laughter has passed. It's the hour of hunting and chaos.
He's changing forms each time, so he's probably going through all of them. Of course, we all have to go through will saves, why wouldn't we? Sometimes this Monarch seems to summon enemies on the ceiling, which is hilarious. I guess the game was stuck and couldn't find it.
This body holds this. Can't be over. This won't kill me.
I swear, they always get as many moves as they damn care for. What do you mean, sound like some mess up exactly? I mean, this is far from just Owlcat games. Any game where you can summon something and it's automatically summoned as close to you as possible is gonna run into this particular problem. Someone's popping the ceiling. You know, like I said, this is far from the only game that summons are just a really weird mechanic, but you know it's kind of required here. Alright, we're gonna have to use the big ones. Tristan. Heal. Mass. Here we go. Wow, it's amazing how many of these I miss. Mog, get rid of this bastard. How the hell are you missing? How the hell are you missing? All those natural fours and he's not even laying down.
Come here, Bax. Not stab
Dispel magic target. Oh dear, this is bad. He just dispelled everything from my main tank.
Assist me or lose me.
Okay, good. The Monarch's gone. That means all the summons are gone as well. So I just need to get rid of.
This
Damn it!
you survive.
We need to take care of him. I can revive the others just fine. We're on normal mode, we get a second chance. Oh, I've got more than a few second chances, actually. It's not the only somebody spawning bug without bugs happens. Alright. Since he's using a bow, we can't use his attack of opportunity, which is good. Dimension slash. There we go. Here he is. As soon as the Horde Hunter's body disappears in the fire, the destroyed throne room is flooded with light. The Lantern King, in his true blazing form, appears in the middle of the room. His furious mask is ringed by fire. The games have ended. Time freezes like resin, trapping you in the Eldest in an amber light, and this light goes brighter. The rays pass through you, pierce you, ruthlessly bearing your most intimate secrets, fears, and desires. Something inside you resonates in the light, your curse. It's like a splinter of an arrow that remains in the wound, a slow weapon crawling towards you. As soon as the rays touch you, it begins to heat up, then burns with intolerable pain.
Time for masks is over. You risk challenging an eldest, and I accept the challenge. You will fight not a mere embodiment, but my true essence. This is my essence. I don't need magic or servile monsters to destroy you. Words are enough. Yes, words. I once told you, words spoken in the right time and place possess the power of a storm. You lightheartedly answered that you know what your power and essence are. The desire to help people whose grief touches you. I remember your answer. The world remembers it too. Your answer, your heart, essence. Now, cursed king, I'm taking this part of your soul, as I took away Nerissa's ability to love. What you called your essence is yours no more.
Only blood, it was 28 on a bluff. So, let's see here. 45, I'd need a 20. That's not going to happen. Will might be a bit easier, though, because Will, I only need a 10. Succeeded. A weave of pain come crashing down to you, but it recedes quickly. You cannot tell whether you protected your words or you're something more, the essence of your soul. But the attack of the eldest parried. Your words are nothing more than wind. Let them fly away.
Let us continue. We both wear a crown. Well, what do you want? A meager patch of land, a few thousand souls? My dominion is chaos and magic, madness and deceit. Your power is nothing compared to mine. And that is why you are helpless before me. You will take my every blow as a divine punishment, as something imminent.
Yet again, little time to answer. This is the answer is the only thing that can protect you from the next blow. Lore religion. I know enough about divinity to say that you're no deity. Don't try to scare me. Don't possess arcana. Do I have a better arcana check? Okay, yeah, the arcana check is safer. I know enough about magic and sorcery. Don't threaten me. All you are is the treacherous monster I've ever had the chance to defeat. Jubilos, do your thing. Yes! There's great power in knowledge, and perhaps it wraps you in an invisible veil and protects you from the blow. You feel his fury, but you know it's not divine wrath, but the emotion of an ancient being, mighty, but not almighty. Excellent. Yeah, I need to grab a sip of my drink. Wow, game, could you please stop shaking the screen? I get what you're going for, but I remember I have to read this stuff. It's not an instantaneous. But yeah, I get what we're doing now. We're basically, since he's not a true god, this means we can deny him his power, or by refusing his belief, denying him, he has no power. The gods of the Pathfinder universe do not require faith to exist, but he might require it. He is Fae, after all.
I'm curious what you think of me, cursed king. Do you see me as a villain or a simple joker? In truth, well, you'll never be able to conceive of the truth. Being an eldest means
You will never be able to
being
conceive the
one
truth.
of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals become strangers and one's inferiors are entirely insignificant. I am an eldest. Laughter, guile, transformation, that's what I am. Being what I am, I will let you feel a modicum of my loneliness. I will take away your pillar of strength.
Of course. I'll not allow this evil to happen. Being what I am, I will retrieve what's been taken from me. Having lost all your support, you face the deity alone. Silence and hangs heavy over the throne room. The blinding light flashes away, frightened like a living creature. The blistering metal of a curse cools. It still hurts, but the pain's no longer unbearable. You stand before the eldest as before a living blazing star, and he looks at you as if he's seeing you for the first time. Right. He may be a great Fae, but at this point, I'm more than that. I'm mortal and Fae. I will deny you your great power. I deny your words. For a while, the lantern king remained silent.
You can play with words. Let us see if you can withstand the heat of my fire.
You can feel the silence, not anger, bewilderment, but endless balance astonishment.
Shall end this suffering.
Ekphraosis. We put protection from fire. Lantern King. Ooh. Staggered for one round. Ugh. Stagger just means he can either attack or use a movement action, but not both.
Bring it!
He has 700 HP. That's actually quite a bit.
Tear them apart! It's nice to use.
I like that he even revived Amiri, who I didn't revive in the last one. Ooh, that's a lot. And of course, Nerissa's not gonna let herself sit out of this beatdown. Alright. No risks. Tristan, hold nothing back. Keep everyone alive at all costs. We can't afford to lose anyone anymore. We won't lose anyone anymore. We will deny the Fae his power. There we go. Few have had a chance to see a star die. Spots of cold, lifeless darkness cover the fiery form of the Lantern King, growing, devouring, and with a dull moan, setting in the ground of old black dust. But a moment later, right where his crown lay burning, another shining image, it grows, turning into a familiar silhouette wearing crown.
Defeat. What a refreshing feeling. I don't remember sensing dozen millennia.
The Lantern King flees as his light flickers strangely and his masks begin to change with incredible speed. One breath and you're looking at a horrible grimace of wrath. Another, it's replaced with astonishment. Another, fatherly care.
But what's next? How will you end this story? Listen, I know that it'd be elegant and refined. The hero defeats a deity in battle. Impressive, he grants the victor power and immortality. The hero enters the chambers of the deity to become his champion and herald. Eternal, powerful, equally glorified both in the first world and in Galarian. His kingdom healed from its wounds and flourished under the rule of the immortal champion. A beautiful ending, isn't it? And this legend is yours for the asking.
My spring, I beg you, do not listen. There is poison and evil triumph in his words. We may not be able to kill him, but surrendering now is the greatest mistake we could make. But even so, let wicked fate strike only me. Do you hear me, eldest? Take me, your favorite toy, and let the king and his kingdom go in peace.
You are so beneficent, trespasser. I didn't expect to see you like this. I might even accept this sacrifice, but what do you say?
What about... Well, yeah. First of all, I'm never going to be accepting this deal. I'm telling you that right now. I refuse to accept... We've seen what happens with anyone who makes deals with this bastard. I do not trust him at all. Well, you ask in return. What do you offer as reward?
That is easy. I will return your kingdom to Galarian and strengthen its connection to the First World. In their homeland, the Fae can endlessly return to life. I will give to you the same gift. And so long as you remain an enclave of the First World, death within its borders will never threaten you.
I see. So he wants to transport our kingdom to the First World, where it's under his domain. I'll basically go from Fae touch to fully Fae, including all the benefits that come with it. But
As for the prize, I'm not offering you the position of a servant. Believe it or not, I am lonely. Divine power and immortality are a heavy burden. To accept it means losing all your friends and companions, but you can find allies and reliable assistance. This is what I'm looking for. A herald and a general with whom I can share eternity, and together we'll play 1,000 wonderful pranks and spread our power across the first world and further. Much further.
Tempting deal, but I still don't trust a word he's saying. He makes it sound great, but he's leaving out something I can't even think of right now. I trust him as far as I'd trust Loki, and I wouldn't trust Loki with something. What about Nerissa? What happened to her?
Agree to his offer. Now I regret that my heart can love again. The sound of these words wouldn't hurt so much if I'd remained cold.
What is that trespass? Don't you want the best for your chosen one? As for you, if he agrees to my offer, you may go wherever you wish. I will not bother you again, if you're smart enough to stay out of my sight. And his.
Nerissa, why do you offer yourself? Even if we cannot kill him, we will continue to fight.
I can't let that happen, my spring. You, your subjects and companions, will be hostages in an eternal war with a deity. Let him take me instead, and allow you to live.
I don't get your... I'm gonna go with the third one, because my offer is lift the curse, return my kingdom, and we forget we exist. And I'll forget you exist. After you speak some silence, and falls deep as a chasm, light pours from the Lantern King's mask, still the mask of paternal care, though you do not mistake for what's hidden behind
So
it.
be it. This performance has run its course. It would be unwise to continue. Besides, I have no love of dying, returning to life. My fellow eldest are very good at playing especially intricate pranks at that exact moment.
Farewell, my spring. Let us say goodbye quickly and end this painful moment. I cannot allow you to be harmed. That is why I must remain to the court of the Lantern King, a safeguard and hostage. I will try to ensure that the eldest's eyes never again stray to your lands. Remember the sad nymph, Nerissa. Or forget, if you wish. There is but one thing I ask of you. Be happy.
You were cursed by my will. By my will, you are now free from the curse. May the shackles be broken, fetters be loosened. What's been stolen will be returned. What's been divided will be made whole again. I say farewell, and release your kingdom to the material plane. Go, be glad of your ordinary mortal life, and forget the gods of the first world. Now they no longer concern you.
We weren't able to kill him, but we were at least able... I'm giving the impression the only reason he even had stats at all was because he was allowing us to do it, but... It also... Our denial probably made him actually beatable even with that. So in the end, we were able to sever ties one way or another. Flaming Crown, defeat one last enemy.
Now that the eldest and other spiteful beings wouldn't be bothering us, the king returned to his subjects and celebrated the victory and the end of the kingdom's miseries with great fanfare. Everything gradually returned to normal, including our exciting lives. Not always peaceful, but also not troubled by invasions from another world. And little by little, our heroes and the common folk began to forget the sorrows of the past. Sometimes, on clear spring nights, the king saw dreams. In them, the nymph Nerissa, pale and exhausted, walked through endless mist as she helplessly searched for salvation. Under the wise leadership of the king, the stolen lands became a true country. There was still much to be done, of course, and some of it will need to be finished by our heroes' descendants. but there are no longer cut purses on every corner, and the peasants aren't afraid some new self-proclaimed chief will show up and strong-arm himself into power. The king firmly eliminated banditry in the
Finally.
Lands, to the delight of the long-suffering locals, and brought peace and law to the area. That peace didn't last long, however. A jolly gang appeared in the Gnarl Marches, claiming to fight the tyranny of the king for the good of the common people.
During rule, you supported the law and didn't allow criminals there. Didn't allow criminals. Yeah, I took a hard stance against banditry, and thankfully it seems like my hard work paid off. We are officially free of bandits.
The stolen lands are called the Land of Popular Rule, for in these lands, common people feel fully in control of their fates. Unfortunately, the total absence of authority allowed one of the richest regions in the kingdom to proclaim itself an independent republic, and retrieving those territories came at a rather high price for the king.
During rule, you hear the request of interest of the people and not merchants. This one's weird. So the people are so happy they rebelled. Huh. I get the previous one because there's always going to be people trying to spin something good as something bad to the best of their ability so they can get things going. But this one is supposed to say I favored the common people too strongly. In that case, why not say they became too dependent on the king that they weren't as able to function? In fact, that's honestly why I ended up sticking to Sana as my advisor even after Tristan left. Even after Tristan came back, I mean, when I could have brought him back, because she is for the people, but isn't afraid to crack the whip because people need to take care of themselves. And I do agree with that, actually. Yeah, if people become too dependent on others, they won't be able to function on their own. When the baby birds have to eventually leave the nest, after all. Yeah, like I said, I think this is that I was favoring the common people too well, and they probably wanted to say, okay, too much of this one's bad, which I can respect, but I think they chose a really weird way to do it because people so happy they rebel is a bit goofy.
Generously sponsored by the state, many bards, musicians, poets, and other servants of Shaylin create an abundance of artistic works praising the ruler and his wisdom. Unfortunately, these creations are significantly less popular outside the kingdom.
Not everyone can appreciate good stuff. You gladly contribute to the development of art without fear that would make it dependent on the government.
The king became a true patron of fine crafts. Over time, the castle treasury filled with wonderful gifts from the best masters in the area. Armor, weapons, even magical artifacts. And the collection is still growing. The feud between Brevois North and South, which had been smoldering for ages, never sparked the fires of civil war. Through great effort, our king managed to bring both parties to the negotiating table. While Rostland didn't gain its independence, it did receive wide autonomy rights. Our relationships with both House Sertova and the Sword Lords are respectful, but they've become lukewarm. Because of us, neither side got everything they wanted.
Unfortunately, I kind of expected that, but I don't regret it at all. I insisted that they stop fighting like idiots, which probably would piss them off, but at the end of the day, we were able to prevent a civil war, and at the end of the day, I think that was an important thing.
Taking advantage of the tension in his homeland, the restless, unlucky traitor Lander Lebeda abandoned his domain again and set off to attempt another scam. Our kingdom, along with Brevoy, actually proposed to celebrate the day he disappeared as a national holiday. But the initiative was shot down by the vigorous protests of House Lebeda.
Funny thing, someone mentioned to me that apparently this guy is in the tabletop version. Looking it up, well, first of all, he's older because he has a clear beard, but also he's lawful neutral, while the 17-year-old at this time is the chaotic neutral. I guess they decided to make him a traitor was something they decided to do to make things a bit different from the tabletop version of the game. Guess it makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if even the villains and such were a good bit different. Oh well. Yeah. Like I said, I'm fine with him learning his lesson the hard way, hence why I'm fine with him reviving even after betrayal, but yeah, one betrayal's enough for me. He can find his own way through. Hopefully he'll learn his lesson one day. whole reason I got him was hoping we could both learn, and well, I get the sense he learned a lot more than I did, that's for sure.
Led by careful, level-headed Dugoth, the Tiger Lord's tribe reunited and started to lick the wounds left by the erratic Armagh. Little by little, they once again became one of the strongest mercenary armies in the region. Dugoth always assured our king of his friendship, but the king always stayed on his toes, understanding that anything could happen when that old fox is around.
Yeah, don't underestimate a silver fox. I do think it was a good idea to put him in charge because of his wisdom and experience, but that's both good and bad in many ways.
Pitax almost returned to its former state, a joyful city filled with beers of dubious quality and deals of questionable legality. The old trade houses lost the crown, but they retrieved the property Iravetti had taken from them. Soon, Pitax became almost like a second capital in the kingdom, a thriving city through which rivers of money from across the region ran. Unfortunately, we get much less of this money than we would like. Governor Liachenza turned out to be helpless against widespread embezzlement.
Unless there's a secret third option here that I didn't unlock. Okay, I don't think putting Pitax in the hands of the Thieves Guild, who is also a drug dealer with hard narcotics, would have been a good idea. Would have been much better than this. So I guess Pitax is just kind of screwed no matter what. Unfortunate.
Self-administration turned the Academy of the Arts into a strange place. The court sycophants were quickly ousted. It turned out they weren't welcome when there wasn't someone like Iravetti constantly ordering odes to themselves. In their place came a motley, unpredictable crowd. Eccentrics, fashionable authors of popular prints and cheap novels, charlatans, scribblers with delusions of grandeur, as many as 3 feuding experimental theaters, and even a few truly unappreciated geniuses. The Academy is not only highly esteemed, there's no place like it, even in Absalom.
I think that worked out.
The dangerous man-eating trolls disappeared entirely from the forests and swamps of the Stolen Lands. Kobolds, though, being sneaky and clever, are still sometimes met by travelers and hunters who wander off the beaten track. Some even say the short reptiles still praise the great King Tartuk, but no one knows for certain. As soon as anyone approaches the kobolds, they forget their military honor and turn tail.
Well, I'm glad Tartuk managed to become more than what Iravetti was planning for him.
After enduring so many storms and troubles, Varnhold eventually turned into a real city. Daring settlers decided to conquer the vast, wild expanses of Dunsword, and despite all odds, they succeeded. The modest colony that almost vanished at the hands of an ancient lich turned everything around to become a thriving city with lively river trading.
Almost. You saved Magar Varn, founder of Varnhold, from the terrible magic of a Cyclops lich named Mordecai. Yeah, I recall having it spoiled that you can technically recruit Mordecai here, but, no. I'm sorry.
Magar Varn didn't stay at the court for long. Having saved some seed money, he left service and organized a new Varnling host together with his general. And this new party of mercenaries has already helped our kingdom more than a few times.
I'm glad it all worked out for them in the end.
Agay, the Spriggan leader, learned a valuable lesson after surviving his meeting with the king and even regaining his tribe's home. Don't try to occupy seemingly empty settlements anymore. Instead, the Spriggans settled across Dunsword's wild borderlands and proclaimed it as their domain. Keeping the peace in a situation like that seems like the stuff of dreams, as evidenced by the occasional lost patrols and stolen cattle.
You spared a guy leader of the Spriggans who you meant to slay Varnhold. What? So sparing that guy causes a very bad ending. Huh. Well, I guess I was sparing a few too many, but what's funny is that a guy was one of the least guilty people here. Like, sparing Tartuk and he continues to be evil would be one thing, but a guy was actually perfectly reasonable and fine negotiating. Weird.
Peace reigns in the caves beneath the old sycamore. The kobolds and mites continue to explore the depths and learn simple crafts from each other. Rumor has it, the first mite kobold wedding even happened not long ago. That said, settlers still aren't rushing to build new homes in the area. Some kind souls even put up warning signs along the roads. Beware, traveler. Steer clear of the old sycamore. Another inscription soon appeared over the sign, though. No keep going treasure ahead honest.
Okay, that's funny. Oops.
Jod remained loyal to the king to the end of his days, healing the sick and generously sharing his austere wisdom with anyone who wished
I accidentally
to hear it.
double-clicked. Weird, usually the
Some
game
who did.
doesn't let me double-click.
Having fulfilled his duty to the ruler, Erastel's priest peacefully departed this world, surrounded by friends and disciples. Hisana, Lamashtu's priestess, didn't remain in the king's service for long. One night, she just disappeared from the castle and set off for the kingdom's borders, preaching to anyone who would listen and granting the needy the blessing of the Mother of Monsters.
I'm sure nothing bad can go wrong with letting chaotic evil priests and worship becoming legal.
Having participated in Lamashtu's ritual, Olika gave birth to a strong and healthy baby. Sadly, the child grew into an unruly and violent adolescent. Having maimed a peer at just 10 years of age, the boy escaped to the Gnarl Marches, fleeing the rage of a mob that tore his mother to pieces instead. No one knows what happened to the lad, but legends of Lamashtu's child, who sometimes kills lost travelers and sometimes leads them to safety, are passed on by word of mouth throughout the area.
Huh.
Breinhardt became a loyal ally and trade partner of the kingdom, and Darwin himself had been seen as a frequent guest in the capital. The elegant monarch of the neighboring kingdom has broken many hearts at court. After his visits, many young guards and servants have been seen staring through windows, sighing wistfully about something.
You helped Darwin defend Breinhardt against the Order of the Rack, and now a reliable ally on your southern border.
The lizard folk of the Longtail tribe returned to live on the shores of Candlemere, but they couldn't return to their ancient way of life. Living alongside people, the lizard folk adopted their behaviors, habits, and even religion. More and more of the Longtail tribe pray not to the spirits of their ancestors, but to Erastil or Gorum. They even began to forget their original language. I hope someone writes down their songs and legends before they all sink into oblivion.
Oh my. Yeah, stuff like that actually does happen. It's why there was such a there was some nations trying to reclaim their lost languages, and why some were trying to use legal stuff to stop them.
A delegation of wizards from Absalom and other areas appeared in the kingdom one day, asking for permission to examine the lair of the Lich Farneris the Thoughtful. After completing their research, the wizards spent a long time thanking the king for freeing the world of that monster. In their opinion, he'd been capable of causing the end of the world, maybe even 2 worlds.
Yeah, it seems like Farnarius is basically the closest thing the game has to a bonus boss, since you have to go out of your way to even unlock him, and you get some really great equipment out of defeating him.
Avindra was glad to see the Lantern King's plans turn to dust. She spent some time helping restore the kingdom after the calamity, then returned home to the First World. They say the rebellious spirit of her cousin Nyrissa awoke within her as well. Avindra is said to recount our story to the Fae, encouraging them to question the power and might of the eldest. After the victory, the storyteller abandoned his affairs and began spending a lot of time alone in contemplation. He eventually bid farewell to the king and left his lands. But I suspect the inhabitants of Golarion haven't heard the last of this mysterious traveler, for his own story is hardly finished.
Huh. Wonder if he'll show up in the next game.
Amiri remained a pariah to her native tribe, but she stayed close friends with Nylak, who ruled the Six Bears wisely and taught them to survive in the unfamiliar plains and cities. The restless barbarian would often travel for long stretches of time, but sooner or later she would always return to her old friends, bragging about new scars and recounting new feats, many of which Nylak immortalized in song. Valerie stayed to serve the king, and to this day she continues to be a muse to many people. Not just bards and admirers, but to warriors as well. Honest and resilient, Valerie is not just famous for her feats in battle, but also for her patience and kindness, which she says the king helped her discover within herself.
Huh. Let me grab a sip of my drink real quick. Alrighty, let's see what's next.
Harren became famous, respected by dwarves throughout our kingdom as well as our neighbors, even as far as the Five Kings Mountains. He's often been asked to help out or teach others, and he's never denied anyone, despite his grumbling.
Oh, so he'll complain but still do it.
Even listen to his preaching. Lucky for us, there's a lot less howling about the end of the world now, and more wise words of moderation and humility. Not all of his disciples turned to Grotus, but everyone took away something useful from his teachings. Jaethal spent some time at the king's court, but she then left to do whatever it was her new goddess required. She must have become a great inquisitor for Pharasma, as no one would know the ways of the undead and Urgathoa's cultists as well as a former undead cultist would. She was also seen in the company of Salim Godafar. It's unlikely the two became friends, being so different from one another, but it's a known fact that they worked together. Octavia didn't stay still for very long. Soon, she and Reg went to Numeria and started a huge slave rebellion there. They didn't manage to destroy the Technic League, but to this day, slaves speak their names with admiration, and slavers with terror. Over the course of their journey, the two grew as close as ever, leaving their quarrels and resentments behind. After returning from Numeria, Octavia settled in her mother's house and became the king's advisor and loyal companion. Rigangar left for Numeria with Octavia to start a slave rebellion. Over the journey, he really matured and learned to understand others, as well as how to control his anger. After he returned, he took a position in the king's court. Being both formidable and charming, he inspired fear in the hearts of some and lust in others. There are even some rumors that he almost talked Octavia into marrying him, and possibly even continuing the Della Fiorni line.
You know, thinking about it, Octavia and Rhaegongar are the only ones where I basically didn't make any decisions in their final quests apiece. He can't. I mean, I guess I could have killed that last. Recommended Rhaegongar kill that last guy in his, but by and large, everything's already done there. And likewise, Octavia did not ask me for my opinion on any parts of her confrontation with her mother. She just decided everything on her own. Does all that play out the same regardless of choice, or does it change entirely based on whether or not I had them defeat the one they wanted to revenge, the one who would enslave them to begin with? Because I did choose to spare him to save the others.
Once the war was over, Tristan kept his promise to Sarenrae. In the middle of celebrating the king's victory, the priest suddenly disappeared in a flash of light, vanishing forever. I hope Sarenrae didn't take the Movonic Deva's memory, so her servant might still remember us and the Stolen Lands. Or if she did, I hope he was at least able to forget everything about the lands in which he endured so much suffering.
Yeah, like I mentioned, Tristan is the one who, one of the characters who was the most involved with the main plot, and it was definitely to the character's benefit.
Ekin spent a few years in the Stolen Lands, and in that time won glory as the most rugged monster hunter in all the River Kingdoms. The ranger exterminated even the most harmless of the monsters around the capital, then moved on to other lands and new victories. They say the ruthless avenger and slayer of wild monsters made it as far as Katapesh. That's where his trail went cold. I'm afraid Ekin may have become the prey of one of his targets.
Eventually, there's always going to be a bigger fish.
Jubilost returned to the life of a traveling explorer, frequently visiting his favorite kingdom. He said so himself. His famous work studying the First World all opened with a dedication to his longtime companion, the King. Another name was also mentioned, 2Z, my guide and inspiration. Admirers would ask Jubilost many times about this mystery lady, but he would only chuckle, hitch his knapsack on his shoulder, and return to storm the vast expanses of the First World once again.
So Z, he ended up becoming a huge part of his story as well. Interesting.
As for Knock Knock, apologies, I mean Hero Knock Knock, he continued his questionably heroic efforts in the Stolen Lands. Despite whatever mess he fell into, no matter the danger he leapt into, he always seemed to scrape through just a little better off than before. Like true heroes, he simply never gave up, struggling on and meeting the challenge of each new day with a spirit that no mishap or misfortune could ever quell. The slightly inaccurate statue of him and the king still stands in the square to this day. The two figures side by side. I've always felt that, while the heights may be a bit off, let's say, it accurately reflects the size and spirit of the goblin hero who'd been nurtured by the teachings of his king.
Sometimes it's important to be an inspiration to others when you can.
Despite all the woes that befell the country, our king remains a strong leader. Many noble houses from neighboring lands wouldn't hesitate to be related to him, and they regularly send a variety of marriage proposals. As for myself, the author of this book, Lindsay, who never chose a pretty nickname, I'm still here, inside my creation within the Capitol Library. I live just like I always dreamed, surrounded by people and books, and not a day goes by without someone turning my pages. My story inspired many others to take up the quill. My readers have written many fierce books, articles, and pamphlets, flinging truth in the faces of tyrants. What more could I dream of? I hope, oh honored reader, that this story offered you some daring ideas. Or at least some entertainment. In any case, it's time to set the final period.
The story's end. Win the game. Ah, yes, there is one thing here. There's, of course, one last ending here we need to see, because I went through it, but I didn't do it before because, we still have our contract with Shaika that allows another ending. I didn't want to go with that, but, I don't go with the first one because it didn't feel right, so...
You think not of me.
My hound. You have run so long to finally meet your mistress. What hope do you speak of? Oh, if only...
All according to plan.
Maybe I should fight her, actually.
My kingdom. My own kingdom. Turned to dust.
Let nurse go. Promise never invade, and I'll let you go. One way or another, thousands of dust. You may take the cup and gain your forgiveness.
Is this mercy? Or a cruel joke that I do not understand? Let it be. I accept your gift.
There we are.
I'll go to the trial of the eldest and give them the apology. It represents thousands of years of insanity. This must end.
Alright, now let's see the bad decision if we actually go with the apology cup. We now know this is actually Lantern King. He was only pretending to have lost to her. Horned Hunter shakes off the chains.
You've pleased me, King of the Sand Castle. Now that the performance is almost over, we can take off our masks. Although I'll be sad to part with them.
Who are you?
I am a voice from another world that you've heard since you first set foot on the street.
So Lantern King reveals
I
to
am the one who began this story.
Self-appointed god of the first world. Wasn't it enough for you to witness the hardships to which Nyrissa doomed innocent people? All because of your curse? Leave us alone.
Run! Of course, that's probably not going to help, but...
You, a creature from the mortal world. You are just one of thousands of waves born in an ocean of my creation. Huh. You played your role well. So go, return to your fragile house, live your little toy life. Forget about the nymph Nyrissa and the matters of the first world. It's the most precious gift I can give to you. And I shall press on. The finale of my play draws near.
the tricks of time. You help one eldest play a joke. They are grateful. Return home. It's over, but it's not the end, or trouble depending on how you look at it. Lantern King must hurry home before he makes trouble there.
Bring it before us as an offering, so that an eldest may sip from it, the curse said. Having filled the cup, Nyrissa appeared before the gods of the first world. That was when the Lantern King played another joke. He announced that the nymph, cursed for her attempt to become one of the eldest, would now get to be one. He commanded her to drink from the cup, and he was probably about to deliver some pompous speech, but at that moment, Sheikah broke the first crown. You remember, of course, that they are the eldest of time, right? They broke the crown
Oh, the first
in the
crown.
past and the present, allowing the Elf King to return to his subjects and save his kingdom. A single grain of dust disappeared from the cup, and with the condition of forgiveness no longer fulfilled, Nyrissa dropped dead, having barely touched the drop. The Lantern King's performance was ruined, and the other eldest all laughed at him. Serves him right.
Honestly, I wonder if this might be a better ending. And Nyrissa ends up dead, but Lantern King's been killed. The Lantern King's not killed or anything, but his plan has failed, and also since Sheikah's the one who was behind it, it was simply another play among the gods. Then again, she isn't.
Other spiteful beings wouldn't be bothering us. The king returned to his subjects and celebrated under the wise. The king firmly eliminated the stolen land.
Yeah, these are all.
Generously the king, taking advantage of, led by careful level, pit tax almost returned. Self-administered. The dangerous met after enduring so many storms and trouble. Again, peace reigns in the caves beneath the Oleg's trading post.
Oh, here's the one I missed by accident.
Thrive, attracting even more travelers. Much to its owner's displeasure, a small town is springing up around.
Right, he wanted to avoid town
Despite
life. That's why he
Oleg's
left
rumbling,
and made that
he
trading
was
post head in the middle of
well
nowhere.
by everyone, and Svetlana was even elected town chief.
Yeah, I don't think this ending's better than the other one now that I think about it, because, Nissa does at least end her suffering here. She doesn't get reunited with her heart. Although I guess either way, as long as the Lantern King's plan is eliminated, it should be fine.
Jod remained loyal, having participated in Brineheart the Lizard, a delegation event after Amir, Valor, Harren became Jade, Octavia, Rigangar, once the Ekans, Jubal, as for, despite all the woes that befell the country, as for my
Oops. Oh, I see. That's for all credits and the Kickstarter backers. Okay, that makes sense. That's and those are the endings. I could definitely see a few variants of the endings if I want to. But actually, let me check here. Is there a special? Are there any ending specific ones? Let me check global achievements here, actually, so that allows me to see hidden ones. Huh, some of these are weirdly specific. Like in Chapter 1, defeat the bear-like tree into the Temple of Elk with a single level 2 character. And you have to be on hard difficulty or above. I figured there'd be some that say, like, beat the game on high difficulty. And yeah, there's one that says beat the game on unfair. Oh, there is a special secret ending. Now, is this going to bring me to... Which ones is this going to bring me back to? That's a big question here. Is it even something I can actually do in this playthrough? Let me check here. If it requires basically replaying the entire game, then I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to. Huh, it says you need... Let's see here, that's strange. I can... It looks like I couldn't find a way to free her from the curse. Let's see here. Guess I can do this real quick to see if it's possible. But if there's no more, then yeah, I'm going to just call the ending here. Because I don't exactly want to restart the entire game for the true ending, just for the... Alright. I think, looking at this list, I think I know precisely where it might have gotten me caught up.
You think not of me.
My hound.
Yeah, because I did not start disrespecting her or anything, even once she got hostile. It says just be nice to her even when you're here. Let's see here, attitude.
Run so long to finally meet your mistress. What hope? Oh, if only. My kingdom. I looked for it. Is that what I think? What is it? Why does it hurt so much?
Alright,
Why?
restore her to normal.
To remember. To understand. You've given so much. Whatever we...
Alright, now Lantern King's gonna be here.
You've truly ups. I am a...
You stoop to taking a role at...
To drink without quenching.
He's just leaving a bunch of fire behind as he walks.
A warm wind brings a new season, and I'll... The Lantern King. Can I put this verb? You return to me what he had taken. Can't you guess? To your king, you've already done if only it was so... Oh yes, my little wolf was strong. I could not choose a weakling. But how? How can I do that? Although, I remember every line as if I just heard it a moment ago. Can we turn his joke back on the Lantern King? Just fight the eldest. Once I challenged them and saw the death of everything I cherished.
Okay, yeah, this is the part where I failed. Alright. Yeah, I was just, I just beat the game. Hey, Krim, welcome. Yeah, I just beat the game, so I was looking through some different endings possible. I was gonna see if I could do a different one, but it looks like I failed one of the ones here. Looks like I need a... Yeah, when I was stuck at the one part where it just had one option saying we have to figure something out, it seems there needs to be one thing here, at least one extra thing here, and I couldn't find it. So yeah, it looks like this particular playthrough won't be able to get whatever the ending the achievement's going for. I'm not 100% completionist, I just want to show off as many endings as I could, and if there was another easy one I could get through, I figure, not too bad, but... Yeah, it looks like... this is the end here. We saw the main ending where I actually managed to defeat him and convince him to just leave. As well as... let's see here. Well, I guess I could actually do that other one. Actually, I guess I could do the other one here, but if I'm doing that, I'm going to lower the difficulty to restore the... I'm going to lower the difficulty to expedite the getting the ending here. That fight is actually really challenging. It was a lot of fun in some ways, frustrating in others, but I'm glad I did it the proper way for the first proper ending, and the rest... this game has ridiculous amounts of how much you can customize difficulty. You can even adjust as much as how much what kind of stats they have, how much damage they regularly do. Pretty neat stuff. Alrighty. Yeah, for this playthrough I used mostly the default characters for the game, though you can make a party of your own custom characters. Including, of course, your own artwork, which is always nice.
Word.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
Okay, phase 1. Oh, interesting. We're allowed allowed to go first this time, huh? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised he'd be immune to that.
I'm not used to lighting enemies on fire first.
There we go.
You don't seem to like my curses! Maybe you like my joke?
Yeah. Here he is.
Be easier if you not fight back.
Well, it might work just to get rid of these guys at least. Those are some. Wow, those are some wonderful crits. Jethal, do your thing. Jubilost. Let's make this guy regret to the day he messed with us. I swear everything in this game has concealment. Oh, nice.
Come here, Bax.
There we go. That's one. That's a phase 2 down. Now for phase 3. This one's my least favorite.
It's the hour of hunting and chaos.
Yeah, there we are. This monarch is going to be the biggest pain to worry about. As long as this monarch is alive, no other Wild Hunt members can die. They'll just stay downed, in a state of downed. And that, unfortunately, includes the Lantern King himself. Wow! That's a lot of natural ones. At least since he's in archer mode this time, he can't get an attack of opportunity if someone attacks him in melee range. He uses a spell or something in melee range.
You forced my hand.
Says a lot this is story mode, but Amiri's taken a pretty good beating. Yeah, these Wild Hunt enemies are absolutely ridiculous. Ugh. 3 threes in a row.
Bring it!
Oh, come the hell on! Alright, we'll use Dimension Blade. Oh, nice. Well, I didn't have to go with that guy first.
Enough. Time for masks is over. The design. I remember your answer. The world.
Failed. Oh, stop considering amicable. Scare the nightmare resonates. Mashing your eyes to take away something essential that nourishes you.
Let us continue. We both wear a crown. Well, what do you want? A meager patch of land, a few thousand so.
There's great power and knowledge.
I'm curious what you think of me, cursed king. Do you see me as a villain or a simple joker? In truth, well, everyone can see the truth. Being an eldest means being one of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals
Don't allow it to happen.
strangers and one's inferiors are good. You can play with words. Let us see if you can withstand the heat of my fire.
Running won't help you!
Now, what did he give me a debuff of some kind? Alright. Ice against a giant fireball seems like a good idea. I think everyone might be stunned.
be easier if you not fight back.
Advance!
Tear them apart! They go down!
Of course, Nerissa wants to get on the beat down.
I'll try to make this swift.
There we go.
Defeat. What a refreshing feeling. I don't remember sensing it, but what's next?
My spring, I beg you, do not listen.
You are so beneficent, trespasser. I didn't expect to see you like this.
I can't let that happen, my spring. You, your subjects and companions, will be hostages in an eternal war with a deity. Let him take me instead, and allow you to live.
That is easy. As for the prize, I'm offering you the position of a servant. Believe it or not, I am lonely.
Sure,
And
can't
I tell
kill
you. I
you.
don't like dying. Well, I don't. Perhaps we should stop this pointless exercise and speak seriously.
Interesting, it doesn't even let me try to finish him, but I guess we are on the first world and he can revive himself endlessly. Interesting, so I basically don't even have that.
Agree to...
What is that, trespasser? Don't you want the best for your chosen one? As for you, if he agrees to my offer, you may go wherever you wish. I will not bother you again, if you're smart enough to stay out of my sight. And his.
Oh, the and his is the big part here, I think.
I was hoping that we could do more. To spare us of curses once and for all and be free.
Wonderful. I played one of my best performances and received a fine assistant for my future entertainments.
Yeah, for the record, I'd never agree to this, but I do genuinely want to see how that ending plays out. The eldest laughs soft and musically. This laughter seems warm and sincere, as strange as that may sound for someone whose title is The Laughing Lie.
I release you from the curse. May the fatal bond between you and your land be destroyed, and another one be born. Between you and your new patron. From my light I bestow light upon you. And from my power, how? May neither death, nor time, nor frailty ever touch you, my champion and hell. Your kingdom will return to Galarian. Calm your subjects, and threaten your neighbors if they think you weak and vulnerable. And await my summons. Eternity awaits. Believe me, it will be exciting.
Now that the eldest and other spiteful beings wouldn't be bothering us, the king returned to his subjects and celebrated the victory and the end. So the kingdom returned to Galarian, but not without taking a piece of the first world with it. Miracles and strange occurrences, both kind and cruel, became the norm. Not that the citizens hadn't grown used to that. And the king became the Lantern King's herald. Who knows what mission was assigned to him? Our scouts now sneak across Galarian with secret tasks, and our fighters and wizards spend plenty of time in the first world. But we became something straight out of legends. A country with a mysterious, immortal king whose existence spans 2 worlds. Sometimes, on clear spring nights, the king saw dreams. In them, the nymph Nyrissa, pale and exhausted, walked through endless mist as she helplessly searched for salvation.
Alright, so in the ending I chose normally, Nerissa sacrifices herself to be locked in eternal war with with the Lantern King so that we can live our lives in in the ending where we agree with our contract with Shaika, Shaika uses their powers as the god of time to ensure that Lantern King's plan fails, although it comes at Nerissa's life. But it does at least free Nerissa from being forced into evil like that, and the Lantern King is now stuck with being in yet another war with other Eldest. So basically just wars among the gods that luckily means that none of them will care about the mortals that were involved anymore. And in this ending, we agree to join the Lantern King to save Nerissa and keep and benefit in our own way.
Under the wise leadership of the king, the stolen lands became a true country. There was the king firmly.
These are all going to be the same, I believe.
The feud led Pitek self-administrate the Dane. After enduring so many, make up again. Peace. Oleg, Jod remained Tisana.
And this just explains where everyone who helped you, where they are in the end. It was well of each major country who helped along the way.
Evindra was. After the victory, the storyteller abandoned his affairs and began Amiri remained a Valerie's harem became famed. Jathal, Aktik, Rigang. Once the war was, Ekin spent a Jubilost. As for Nocturne, despite all the woes that befell the country, as for myself, the author of this.
Alright, those are the endings I am capable of showing off in this particular playthrough. I do like the kingdom management a lot, and I especially liked it once I finally figured out how it actually worked. It's nice that it gave a decent amount of meaningful choices, as well as ones that were just flavor, and most of the time it was difficult to tell, which is also important. Sometimes the illusion of a choice is just as important as actually having them. And yeah, the stuff reveals like the Lantern King having been random people we met was handled well, because it made me think, oh, I could have realized that earlier. Especially with the Horned Hunter. I could have figured it out. I mean, he was the one responsible for the problem in the DLC, and that problem basically just amounted to it was a prank, bro. Not to mention... Plus, it did seem interesting when he claimed that he was the one who awakened the Lich, but Nerissa said she had nothing to do with the awakening, with his awakening. Obviously, we had reason to doubt her at that time, since, you know, she had just betrayed us and revealed herself as the main villain. Plus, as I've mentioned repeatedly, she did seem in a ways kind of like a Power Rangers villain, and where she, like a Power Rangers villain because she sent monsters of the week after us, be it from a story chapter or one of the regular attacks at Bald Hill. And it's great that the empire building stuff did also reflect the main game. If you do well at the empire building, you get the items from the smiths who eventually give you different useful items. In fact, I end up using at least 2 on my main character, since I use the ultimate onslaught armor and the ultimate perfection sword in the end. And let me think, what else? Oh yeah, there were also plenty of buffs that only applied well in your empire, which was still good for a lot of recurring stuff that happened, like the repeated attacks at Bald Hill. And I imagine Thousand Voices is a place we can never add to our empire, because that's where the final battles are, as far as the game's concerned, taking place. Thus, it makes sure that you don't have the empire bonuses, which is a bit disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. But even your own character gets some nice upgrades there. And looking back, that explains why our character seemed to die on would die in game overs from your empire falling. We had been cursed by Lantern King at the start, but we never knew it. But our life was connected to the Empire, so even if, say, during the Season of Bloom, once we figured out that it was from the water supply, we could simply not drink it and leave if we had to, but of course we'd still die if we left the Empire to be destroyed because we were connected to it. That's really well handled. This is pretty neat, and it does make me want to look up stuff from the tabletop version, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah. As for Wrath of the Righteous, the sequel to this game, I will be playing it, but expect it around November. I have plans in October already, and, well, I started this game around mid-June, and it's now mid-August at the time of streaming, so it's a very good amount of commitment to play through, and I want to be wary about starting that commitment when I have the stuff I want to be, a lot of other stuff that I already have planned for specific themes. like October and the Halloween stuff, so it's going to be a bit, but I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker with, as he had made a lot of really weird choices. Honestly, in a way, I'm kind of surprised so many things about the kingdom ended up working well, just because even I second-guessed a lot of my own choices. But our kingdom ended up prosperous and strong. And of the three, I do at least like the three endings that I was able to work with, but definitely I'm glad that I went with the one I did for the first one, because that seems like the most reasonable conclusion of this particular story, even if it's a bit bittersweet. So yeah. The first ending I get, of course, being the one where Nerissa chooses to sacrifice herself to put herself in an eternal war with the Lantern King so that our world can now live without Lantern King screwing around with it. Or Lantern King or herself, for that matter. And while her heart was returned to her, we also can't really ignore that Nerissa has caused the destruction of almost 1,000 kingdoms, so perhaps one could argue that this was karma in some way. And hey, at least she gets to be herself in the end, regardless of what happens. And although it does seem to say that even if you choose to side with Lantern King, she will figure she can still find a way to break the curse someday, maybe, hopefully. Not like she'll be strapped for time or anything. And I do kind of see where all the Steam reviews were complaining about the final dungeon, because first of all, the Wild Hunt enemies are particularly bullshit with all the stuff they have. No wonder my DM says they don't like high-level encounters if stuff like that's the norm. But yeah, it's a teleporter maze with frustrating enemies, but at least there's no time constraints at least in that dungeon, so you can take as long as you need, and there's even a shop to resupply with regularly if you're taking a bit. I'd still say the Varnhold's Lot final dungeon was a lot worse, if only because that's like 4 or 5 floors, and you have absolutely no ability to resupply at any point. You have to hope you just came in with enough of everything, which is a bit disappointing. But I guess, like I said, it's kind of like how a lot of DLC assumes you've beaten the main game first, even though it slots in the middle, so I probably would have had an easier time properly preparing if I'd beaten the game and then did the DLC, but whatever. What matters is I came through with a pretty happy experience in terms of the gameplay and both the combat and the empire building, and the story was quite nice. I liked it. I'm one of those people, although to be perfectly honest, I'm one of those people whose opinion has to sit and simmer a bit before I can get my proper final thoughts out, so consider these my impressions upon immediately beating the game. Huh. Oh wow, hasn't even been 2 hours. Funny, given how often I stream this. Every time I stream this game, I typically went like 5 or 6 hours, despite normally going anywhere from 2 to 4. I guess that's a good testament to how engaging it was, though. That's always nice. May well speak with this with my old DM. I doubt he'll be. He runs his own special game that's not tied to any module, but I'm sure he'll at least be interested in the game from a technical aspect. He's both player and DM, so I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about it, especially since he's a lot more experienced with the sort of thing than I am. Kind of rambling at this point. Sorry about that. I guess I could raid someone out since it's a bit of an early, but maybe it's not a bad thing. We do, after all, since I might have announced it earlier, but I should probably clarify again. I'm going to be gone for probably the next week, so I might not stream until the weekend again. There's maybe even a bit longer. It depends, because there's a lot coming up, so we'll be doing some other stuff. Let's see here. What else? Yeah, I don't have an official schedule because I want to go with whatever I'm feeling at the time. And I was definitely feeling this game for a while, but I should definitely take a break. Plus, if I go straight into Wrath, I'll probably burn myself out on it, and that's the last thing I want. So, for now, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time, and, let's see here. Got a couple choices here. I guess Liminal Ninja's doing Diablos 4. I have not played, but I guess it's I guess it could work. Alright, if you want to stick around for Diablo 4, feel free. Otherwise, until next time, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.